during the start of the COVID-19 outbreak, I made the really difficult decision not to go home to my family, but to stay in my student house. I decided to stay because I knew I wanted to help. And when the call went out for St John volunteers to sign up on how they could support the NHS, I just did it without hesitation. I knew a lot of people that had kind of got emails saying they were going to be sent to Nightingale and everything. And then one Friday at the end of March, I got an email saying the following Monday I'd be deployed at NHS in London. So my favourite time at Nightingales were working with the physios and the occupational therapists. A lot of the patients had lost their ability to mobilise, and the illness and tiredness and frustration that they felt of being able to even sit up in bed just really affected them all. And this tiredness and frustration is something that I recognised from when I helped my mum recover from a stroke in 2018. So I thankfully was able to draw upon that experience to help patients. I'm sorry, I'm getting really emotional because I know what's coming next. So then the memory that I know will stick with me a lot from my time at Nightingale was the first time I cried on the wards. So one of my patients had a physio appointment, and we were determined that we'd get him sat up in bed. You know, he'd be sat on the edge of the bed because that was such a key step of them being able to move on and go to, you know, a local hospital for the rest of their care. He was more determined than any of us on the team that he would be able to do this, but he was so tired. He tried so hard to like help himself sit up, but he just couldn't do it. And he was just so upset and he was beside himself. And the physios obviously saw this and were like, no, you know, we're going to leave it. It's too distressing for you. So I just spoke to him because I had a good relationship with him and said that it was okay, like go on, have a sleep, you're tired, we'll try again. I'll try and see if the physios can come back later. But he was like, no, I want to do it. I want to give it one more go. So I was like, come on then, you can do it. And I gave him this massive pep talk about how he could do it and how I believed in him, and he stopped crying. He like had a moment like, yeah, come on, let's do it. And he did it. We got him set up on the edge of the bed. He was so happy. Once we laid him back in the bed, he kind of fell back into his pillows and started crying, and he couldn't stop smiling. And the whole team, that was a really emotional moment for us because we were like, yeah, you go, like you've done it, well done. So the team obviously moved on, started to do his notes, and I got him all comfy, sorted him out in bed, and he pulled me close towards him. He was crying so much, and he just looked me in the eyes and thanked me. He blew me a kiss and said how much he loved me and how that he wouldn't have been able to do it if it wasn't for me. And it broke me. I was absolutely beside myself because I just did it because no one else was there to hold his hand and talk to him and encourage him to do it. So I obviously got him sorted out, and I had to go and get some syringes, and I was like, my eyes were streaming. I was walking down the ward and everyone was stopping me going, oh my God, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, no, these are happy tears. But I know that is something that is going to definitely stick with me, and the emotions are still there. So my time at Nightingale taught me so much about myself and about patient care. And I'm so thankful that I was able to go and help and support the NHS and care for some very sick patients.